Coach, this is the city, Los Angeles, California. That's where we are for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Los Angeles Rams.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Set 70, Indy.
I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play.
A first carry for Leonard Fournette. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
At the 34-yard line.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's second and a yard.
Here we are. Hey, check 24. Watch 24. Hey, check Mike 57. Mike 57. Come on.
Now.
They'll try the left side. Moreland. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Newberry. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Used to have a coach who used to tell us all the time, those scouting reports aren't just to use up paper, guys. Well, nowadays, we're watching a computer screen, right? They scouted this team very well. Know that they like to use the running backs in the passing game. They covered that play successfully.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option.
I think we'll see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
57's the mic. Watch 57. Hey, let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D.
Shoot.
From the gun, Newberry. The open man is Shark. It's complete. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 45-yard line. And a nice start there to the aerial attack to pick up the first.
And I think preseason is officially over now. Getting into the groove of the regular season, that's a great way to get started. First drive of the season, what a nice completion.
So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
That's the way. That's the way. That's the way.
Protein spell. Hey, Haywood.
58. Come on.
Ready.
Operating from the gun, Newberry. That one complete. He finds Shark. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. DJ Chark, 45 yards, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Now the first carry here for Todd Gurley. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times. And what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Here's Jackson to throw. That's going to be caught by Josh Reynolds. And he gets this one just shy of the 40 to mark him down at the 39. 16 yards is the pickup there and a first down for L.A.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Let's get off the field. Let's get off the field. Check 50, check 50. Begin.
Gurley. And Gurley, he fumbled it. Gurley fumbles the football. It's loose. And the Jags grab it. And they have possession. And they... have it at the 38-yard line.
First down and 10.
And this is one of those bang-bang plays, Charles. Did the knee hit first or did the ball come out first?
This is where you need that 20/20 eyesight, don't you, Brandon? You've got to see which one happened first. If the knee hit the ground, then they will keep possession.
The L.A. offense ready to go for their next drive. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense. But when you turn it over, it changes momentum. And when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise it's going to be a long day for you.
And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on 3rd down.
They're not ready for this. They still
From the gun, Jackson. This is caught. It's close. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A gain of 26 on the 3rd down conversion. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times, because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense, because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Mike 48. Target. Heads in.
Now a draw play for Gurley. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They were successful last time finding the end zone on their opening drive of the season, and they'll get another shot here with a 1st and 10. They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. 10 yards there, good enough for a Jags 1st down.
1st down, Jacksonville.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Out of the pistol, it's Fournette. Fournette fighting through. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. A 14-yard 1st down pickup for the Jaguars.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down.
Go.
Now Leonard Fournette. And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Ram territory. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
I think you mentioned in the opening drive that these guys needed to establish the run, protect the young QB. I actually wrote that down, believe it or not. So how would you assess things so far?
I'm kind of touched that you actually wrote something like that down. I appreciate that, partner. But I do think they've been able to do that. Maybe not as effectively as they've wanted to, but I think we'll see more of as this game goes along because they want to continue to take care of that young QB.
2nd and 4. And this one into the hands of DJ Shark. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 25-yard line.
And the Jaguar 1st down.
Here we go. 90 Wolf.
Strong run. Strong run. Here we go, G.
On 1st down, Newberry. Forced out to his left. And an alley to run. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
2 minutes gone by, 2nd quarter.
He's coming. Double up, double up. He's coming, double up.
X3. 218, chop.
On 2nd down, here's Fournette. And this won't be enough to pick up the 1st. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
Plant. Pilot, 64, Rick.
Bang, 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 bang.
Snap.
They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. It's a first down following a gain of 3.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do it, especially early in the game like they have.
59.
Tackle.
Hey, team 6. Team 6.
57 to mine. 50.
Throwing on first down. Newberry. And that ball is caught by DJ Chark for the Jags touchdown.
That's my boy.
DJ Chark, already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. He's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. They trail now 14-3, an 11-point deficit as they start things out with a 1st and 10. Now Jackson on first down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Josh Allen leading the surge there as he drops him for a loss of 6.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
Check 13. Check 13. 22, check, Bama. 22, check, Bama. 48's the mark. Put it right. 48.
They go play action now. Jackson. And he's going to go down again. Sacked by the outside backer, Telvin Smith. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. A reminder coming up at halftime, it's the season debut of the coach, Jonathan Coachman, in Orlando as we look ahead to all the action coming up this opening weekend. Of course, we'll also take a look back at this first half. And he'll get it up to the 12-yard line here. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down. So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. Back deep, Jakeem Grant. Flag comes in as they got him down via the face mask, and that'll give him even better starting position. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
So the face mask puts them in even better shape than they were in as they'll have a short field here on 1st and 10. They'll try a little trickery here on the end around. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Now a fake on the give here as they try to run pass option. He released that awkwardly. It almost looked like a pitcher who gripped his fastball a little too hard and let it go late, and it bounced in front of the plate.
Yeah, one of those fastballs that ends up at 57 feet, not 60 feet, 6 inches. Just a little short with the arm, which is unusual because we saw him in warm-ups. He's got a big, strong arm when he delivers it with confidence.
You remember me? You remember me? Let's go, baby.
Ready?
Throwing on third and long. Newberry over the middle, hauled in by Shark. And he's got this down to the 35. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the gun, Newberry flushed out right, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. Now following the sack. Coach, thank you much. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the City of Angels, Los Angeles, California. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Los Angeles Rams. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
2-yard line.
Here we go, here we go. 70, Indy.
Let's put that team on the clock.
Deep grip.
On the ground, this is Leonard Fournette. And that's not the start that he was looking for, as he's going to be met and dropped behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
Second and 11 at the 22-yard line.
Ready to
After
break.
the loss to start out, here's second and 11.
Double dog. That's the way.
Now a fake on the give here as they try to run pass option. That's complete to his running back, Grant. That second down play nets a -4. Well, they try to swing it out left into the flat, complete, but really nice open field tackling.
And they played that one like a great boxer. They were on their toes on that one. They weren't back on their heels reacting to the play. No, they saw it, came right for it, and made a nice tackle for lost yardage.
Check. 3. Let's go.
Throwing on third and long. Newberry. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a fourth down decision.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Fielded at about the 20. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Jags grab it. And they will finally get him down as he's all the way to the 36-yard line. So from the 36 now, first and 10.
Back to you. I'm going back to you.
Fournette, a first down carry. Takes this to the 32, maybe the 31, and then the defense rallying quickly after that broken tackle. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to second and 4.
Brings up second and 4 at the 31-yard line.
Ready.
The last run got 6, now second and 4.
22 jet bomber. 22 jet bomber.
There's got to be a long whip.
Smooth.
Watch the whip.
Back to throw. Newberry. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in.
Let's go.
23 yards, the final tally.
First and goal at the 8-yard line.
Let's go now. 10-2 stop. Recon, 132 fighter.
Safety screaming.
Snap.
They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he maneuvers his way down to the 3-yard line. 5 yards, a good run there, and now second and goal. This Fournette territory here, and he's alone in the backfield on second and goal. They'll give it to him up the middle, and he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville. A 3-yard touchdown run as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
Let's go now. Right, get to Pittsburgh. Let's go, D. Tighten up. Let's go. Hey, it's great.
They'll try and start the drive with Gurley. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That's good for 21 yards and a first down. Well, partner, Gurley came on the scene in 2015 NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year. It's been all systems go from game one.
And they talked about easing him into the lineup, and that's really what they did. But once they got him in, they couldn't get him out. They had to feed him the ball more and more, and it's because of these types of runs. He just breaks defenses down with his power and his physicality.
Now a run on first down is not going to get off the ground as they will get him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 3.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Now on 2nd and 13. Jackson, he gets it to Gurley, complete. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
It's our time.
Jackson now. A bullet throw, but incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. Fair catch called for and made right at the 25-yard line. No return, but it goes down as just a punt of 31 yards. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34.
Any weapon.
Hey, switch gears.
Shoot.
They'll run with Fournette. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the 1st quarter.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Fournette running out of the gun. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Let's go.
2nd and 9 now. Stepping up, he'll try and run. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 42.
19 yards. 1st down, Jacksonville.
Ready for the 2nd quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. After 7-0 on EA Sports. So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. A shotgun give to Fournette. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it.
57 to Mike. 57 to Mike. He's time to use. He's time to
Second and 2. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The perennial Pro Bowler Aaron Donald gets the sack.
Enough to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
The Rams go nickel here defensively on 3rd.
Watch the run. Watch the run. Hey, check Mike 57. Mike 57. You.
Operating from the gun. Newberry. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 23. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. And once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. They go back to the ground now with Fournette. Fournette fighting through. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. That good for 22 and a first down.
Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
Looking to throw. Newberry. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Leonard Fournette, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And that'll make the score 14-0. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The L.A. offense ready to go for their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. They run. It's Gurley. And an alley to run. Todd Gurley, wave goodbye. Well, this will get him all the way inside of Jacksonville's 10. A big run there by Gurley. And even 60 yards. Nothing fancy there. A little smash-mouth football right up the gut on the dive, and it turns into a huge play.
You talk about the fastest way to the secondary. Right up the gut as you described and sprinted into the secondary for a long, long run.
48 Mike. 48 Mike. Come on, D.
Now it's Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack.
Well, that was point counterpoint, wasn't it? They decided to throw for it on 1st and goal. Instead, the defense counters with pressure, and the defense wins, getting a big sack.
First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Here's Gurley now, out of the gun. And that'll hurt the average a bit, as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Loss of 2 on the play. It's 3rd down and goal to go.
2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. A reminder coming up at halftime, it's the season debut of the coach, Jonathan Coachman, in Orlando, as we look ahead to all the action coming up this opening weekend. Of course, we'll also take a look back at this first half. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. A good job there defensively to stop him for a gain of just 4, and that'll bring up 4th and goal. And his kick here is good. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well, so that changes everything that you're doing here. Without those timeouts, you can only work the sidelines, hoping to get out of bounds. Here, the middle of the field is still available because you can call timeout and regroup.
Hey, Charlie!
58, right over there, yeah. Mike, 58, right there. Hey, watch the slant, watch the slant.
On 1st and 10, Newberry. Open man right side is Shark. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
Out of bounds at the 38-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Get this.
Back to throw. Newberry. And he'll get that to Fournette, complete. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll bring up a 3rd down. And he couldn't hang on. Almost an interception there defensively. Instead, it brings up 4th. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
At their own 13-yard line.
The L.A. offense ready to go for their next drive. You're under 30 seconds to go. Field position not great. Time to call it a half, wouldn't you say?
Well, you know we all have that little extra gene that says let's push the envelope a little bit, right? What needs to be going through the play caller's mind right now, a potential fumbled snap that can get returned, a strip sack that can get returned, right? Any of those types of plays, that should be a deterrent to calling something that could get you in big trouble.
So we have reached halftime here in the Thursday night opener. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. We'll see if week one fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The L.A. offense ready to go for their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Now on second down, this is Gurley. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable third down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Jackson from the shotgun. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's fourth down.
Credit the secondary and credit the defensive game plan. They've been in his hip pocket all game long. They understood coming in that he was a big-time receiver.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Returnable for Grant. A big-time return there, 40 yards. And that will come the offense as they take over.
At their own 49-yard line.
Let's go now.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
10 yards there, good enough for a Jags first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Off the bootleg. Newberry. They'll roll him out right. Wide open receiver complete. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Set, ready, 8, read.
This is Fournette. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Second down.
Brings up second and 10 at the 13-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, second and 10. Again, it's Fournette. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. It's a 10-yard gain there to set him up first and goal.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. In this defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
They'll try to punch it in with Fournette. And he'll take this one in for a Jags touchdown. Leonard Fournette with now 3 Week 1 touchdowns. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. that doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
That was well defended, and while it was a completion, it resulted in a loss of yardage. It's really, really hard for a running back to think to himself, I probably should have just dropped it and saved the yardage. It goes against the entire training that he's had his whole career.
That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's second and 11. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, you're crediting your defense.
Got to credit them on that one because they tried to fool them, right? Tried to trick them. Ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Jackson. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off.
The Jaguars take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well.
First down, Jacksonville.
On the ready.
Mark 57. I got one.
Snap.
Off the bootleg. Newberry rolling to his right. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards. They lulled them to sleep there, so to speak. That was all set up by the running game, wasn't it?
Another example of what all offensive coordinators tell us. When the running game's operating, it really opens up the playbook, and that's when they hit them with the play action. And you can see the defenders rushing towards the line of scrimmage, then scrambling back trying to cover. Couldn't get there in time.
Well scripted. They had the big running play, now the big passing play. They'll run on first down. Moreland. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. A great effort there with his first career touchdown in his first career game. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he'd taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line.
Here we go.
The LA offense ready to go for their next drive.
And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
Looking to throw on second down. Jackson. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. No gain on that one, and it's going to bring up a third down.
And that's when it's fun to play defense. When you're able to diagnose a play right from the beginning, get all your guys to the football, and spill the play, that's when you have a lot of fun playing on that side of the ball.
They wound up getting nothing out of that second down completion, so now here's 3rd and 10. To throw is Jackson. Well, the two men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down.
They went with the dive look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
Here's Johnny Hecker now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Here comes Grant on the return. Oh, and he's taken down here by his face mask by the looks of it. And a penalty flag is going to give a much better starting position. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you think you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Back now in Los Angeles. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. On first down, Newberry. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. Call it a loss of 6 on the play, and it'll make this a 2nd and long.
Ready.
57 to Mike. Man, I got you.
Ready.
Off the bootleg. Newberry. He'll buy some time right. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 16.
5.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Jacksonville first down on a pickup of 17.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage. Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they won't put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The Jaguars on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Throw left side complete. It's Grant. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
Ready, ready! 50, plant.
I'm going to run you over. I'm going to run you over.
Topper, topper! Get it!
On the run, it's Fournette. And not much to speak of there. Maybe a yard down to the 20.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
At the 20-yard line.
Come on, set! 15, line it. 15 line.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. A gain of 8 there on the 8th play of the drive.
I think a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry, ball gets tipped in the air. Because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
Oh, and they had him stopped short of the first, but a penalty marker down. And that looked like a clear face mask to me. So now then the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal.
Shift, shift. X3, 218, chopper. Hey, Alpha. Hit it.
From the gun, Newberry. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. Good throw there, and I don't want to blow it too out of proportion, but he looks a lot more comfortable in his 2nd season.
You can tell he put the work in the offseason, and what I mean by that is understanding the playbook. Not just the plays and how to execute them, but how to do it against a variety of defenses. Also understands his team better, what they can and cannot do. You can see the confidence rising in him as he plays.
And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. The L.A. offense ready to go for their next drive. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. To throw again, Jackson. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
The Rams on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 19. Here's Gurley. 14 yards is the pickup there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
This offense really put themselves in a tough spot on 1st and 2nd down, needing long yardage to try and pick up a 1st down, and they ended up getting a great run. Explosive, picked up nice yardage. You don't expect to be in this situation on 4th down, but guess what? It all started with what happened on 1st and 2nd down. Really put them behind the 8 ball.
And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. Although a jet sweep to start the drive. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. And he'll give it here to his running back. Call it a gain of 5 that time. They'll be left with a 3rd down and about 9 to go.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
70, Indy.
Big stop, D. Big stop. Let's go.
Ready?
They'll keep it on the ground. Moreland. And he gets this to the 48, but no further. Well short of the line to gain. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. Here's Logan Cook now as he's on to punt for Jacksonville. He gets this away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds.
Brandon, you're never quite sure what the side judge or the field judge is going to rule there. That was awfully close, but in the end, he says it passed over the 1-yard line, and that's where they're going to mark it out. I mean, you can see it right there, right? See him walking up the sideline? Told him to stop right there at the 1.
They'll start out on the ground with Gurley. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
If you're looking for glory, looking to get your name in the headlines, you do not want to play nose tackle. But how about what we just saw there? The ability to hold people up, take on extra blocks, and actually slip them and make a tackle on that play. That's big time.
48 Mike. Hey, watch the slant. Set, go. 48's the Mike. Check, 48, go.
They'll stick to the ground game with Gurley. Todd Gurley, wave goodbye. He's at the 50. And they finally take him down, but not before he reaches the 43. So now with 6 seconds remaining, we get a timeout on the field. So forget about being backed up. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way across midfield. From the gun, it's Jackson. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock.
Incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. They run out of the shotgun with Gurley. And he's taken down inside the 30. Well, my friend, for the players, it's good for them to get that first game under their belts. For you and I, that first Thursday night game, also good for us to get that under our belts, wasn't it?
It was no longer preseason. We were into the regular season, the first game of the year. And, you know, all eyes were watching this one. Everyone was excited that football was back.
And it's just special. You could just feel it. It's so good to have the pigskin back out there. It'll be crisp fall weather before we know it.
You got that right, but I love the build-up to it, right? All day long anticipating it, and then we got here and we saw a game, the first game of the year. Let's keep going.
So for the Jags, they start the season with a great win on the road here in the Thursday opener. And they'll get a few days to savor this one before they take on the New England Patriots. Meanwhile, for the Rams, They obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat, and they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.